Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. Today we're going to be having a look at a game played between HeroMarine and Stats. Well, a series, what am I saying? A best of 3. And we have Stats once again starting with a wall on the local map. I'm such a fan of this. All these good TOS players. I've been copying this as well, ever since I've seen this. Walling on the low ground, so you don't have to deal with these stupid EV blocks no more. No more of this garbage full walling. Like, it's so easy to create a wall as well if you have a gateway and cyber on the low ground already. If you play core first, your adept is going to be on time 99% of the time anyway. The only thing it is worse against is very close by proxy locations. So what Stats does, in order to kind of make up for that, is he scouts all the close by proxy locations. So if there's a close by proxy locations, especially close to the part where usually there's a Reaper ramp, he will be able to find that. Now, he's going to get to the other side of the map a little bit later, but I think this is a risk that you can take, and I mean, it's not that big of a deal, honestly. Another thing that perhaps might be difficult is to deal with proxy 2-rex. Imagine there was a proxy 2-rex here. Having a low ground pylon is not quite ideal. On the other hand, having a wall here and a pylon already ready probably also isn't too bad. So it's really a bit of a double-edged sword, that low ground gate, and I think it's probably the healthiest to mix it up, but Stats is a big fan of it, and he definitely convinced me as well. I'm loving it more and more every single time I see it. So alright, what do we have here? HeroMarine, what are you doing? Pulls down 2 SCVs, tries to get that CC down ASAP. Stats doing a fantastic job blocking that, by the way. Let's be real here. That was a 147 CC. That is almost 8-9 seconds later than it should be. SCV Scout is too late, by the way. Proxy Void Race would make short work of whatever it is that HeroMarine is doing here. Forgets to send his Reaper across the map as well. A bit of a sloppy early game here by HeroMarine, losing a couple of important seconds in that early game. Now, one thing you can do, yeah, he needs to build this warp gate. It's a fake warp gate, I think. The timing that he built it seemed late. And because he didn't delayed that first CC so much, we're going to be seeing straight battery into Adept moving across the map straight away. And this battery will be able to heal his probes. Oh wow, he didn't want to jump in that far, I guess. Second Adept is going to be able to deal with this. Warp gate continues going on. Bunker's not going to be in time. There is a Marine here. Marine will die. Now, I never quite know what I want to focus in this case. Do I want to go for the Marine first? Do I want to go for the SCVs first? I mean, it's nice to get the Marine, don't get me wrong. But it would be even nicer if I can stop the CC from finishing, right? I mean, the Bunker's going to finish. He's going to get the... Oh! He's going to get the Marine. Probably could have gotten one more SCV. That's going to finish a shade into the main base as he's microing that. A lot of mining time is being lost here for HeroMarine. This is a fantastic start. Stargate is very late, by the way. Really quite late. A little bit of oversaturation on the gas as well. These situations are very tense for both players, so we're going to be seeing some macro mistakes at the same time. Second Adept is coming into the natural as we speak. 2 workers have died already. This Hellion is not going to die. Reaper did not die either, and this is killed. What, maybe 1 worker, maybe a Marine? Overall, the workers or the resources lost don't necessarily look very far in favor of Stats, but I actually do believe this game is extremely far in favor of Stats already. He has a good worker count. I think HeroMarine might have forgotten to build a couple of workers here and there, and on top of that, he also lost a lot of mining time. So I'm a fan of this position for Stats. We see him go into a robotics facility, and he's going to be probably sticking with his Phoenix into Robo. Most likely going to be going into Robo Bait, right? This is the thing we've seen the most from him. Did HeroMarine actually see the Stargate? Yeah, he saw the Stargate. I mean, you can't really hide it that well if you're across the map with all your Adepts. Can't blame the guy. Now, Reaper Hellion gonna try to get across the map, but there's 2 Adepts here. There's of course Phoenixes as well, so this really shouldn't do anything. The moment this gets spotted, Phoenixes can jump into action and should be able to pick up whatever the hell it is that HeroMarine has on this side of the map. Here they go. Hellion has priority. Not sure if that's the correct call, but I don't mind it. This is one of those scenarios where once again I'm like, do I want to keep my Phoenixes at home and basically risk that there's going to be a medevac with three Widow Mines that flies in as my Phoenixes are halfway across the map, or do I want to scout with my Phoenixes? Now I think the best thing to do in this case is to keep 2 Phoenixes at home and to send 1 Phoenix across the map to use as a scout. Now, what are the things we want to be scouting for? We want to be scouting for SCV count. We want to be scouting for what type of structures there are, how many barracks are building, is there a 3rd CC? These are the type of questions that we want answers to. Now, Reaper is going to get picked up, and we see actually a full-on move out here. Coming out of stats, we see double barracks on the way. Usually when you see double barracks this quickly, we're not actually going to be seeing a push out with tank, marine, Viking, simply because there's not enough units. Like, he cut a lot of units in order to get fast 3rd CC, fast barracks. He's just going to be going into double eBay from here most likely. So for only single eBay. Almost always this is double eBay, but it is of course possible to play single eBay with a supply block, but immediately gets on supply block. Double gases. Let's see what our good friend Stats can do here. Now there's only 5 marines here. These could be picked up. Yes, 1, 2, 3. 3 marines get killed, 1 SCV gets killed as well. This is a good little start here for those Phoenixes. If you can lower the marine count by a big enough number, you can actually start doing some real damage later on with those Phoenix Colossi and a tiny move out when +1 in charge finishes. So somehow Stats figured out that this indeed was a 3cc, a triple CC. He hasn't seen it, but the clues that he has gotten indirectly lead him to believe, or led him to believe, that this is indeed a triple CC, and now he gets the confirmation when that 3rd CC flies over. Now, this is always a very scary moment for Terran, because as you can see, Terran wants to secure that low ground, which means he wants to be sending a lot of his units down here. The scary thing is that Terran does not have map vision. There could be Colossi here, there could be the Phoenixes there, but he also wants to leave things in the main base to deal with potential Phoenix harass. So basically he's splitting up his army, but because Terran does not have map control right now, he needs to make sure that he doesn't die. Now in this case, Stats actually isn't planning on doing a quick timing. He's getting extra gases, getting a lot of extra gateways, getting a Templar Archive. He's going to be doing a timing, I think, but that timing is going to be hitting later than right now. Sometimes you see just a charge +1 timing off of like 54, 55 workers, and all of a sudden there's 8, 7 zealots here. You have these units in your main base. You're going to be struggling to get them down to the low ground. Could be an issue. 6 gas. 2nd forge going down as well here for Stats. I don't mind all of these things, honestly. I think it's cool, a very safe way to play. I'm still only on a single eBay, which should mean that this is some type of all-in maybe, or either that HeroMarine doesn't feel comfortable enough in this game to get into double eBay and start really pushing resources into those upgrades. Continuous tank production. I think right now HeroMarine's goal is just to stay alive. After the mediocre start, he's like, I don't think I can do very much. The thing is, for Stats, it's difficult to read if HeroMarine is playing very safe or if he's going to all in with this, you know? He needs to be able to spot these gases and hopefully figure out, hey, these barracks are really late. This is most likely not going to be some weird 5 racks all in, you know? This probably is something different, because in that case, what Stats can do is he can go a bit harder on the workers. His map control is actually pretty poor. I'm surprised we don't see any pylons or any type of units spread on this side of the map. That actually does surprise me. We have a single robo out so far, right? Yeah. I wouldn't mind to see a couple of disruptors being built, but Stats actually has dreams of attacking here. I'm not sure if he'll share those dreams. Coast Academy, Armory, 2nd eBay on the way here for HeroMarine. I don't know, Stats. 6 tanks are here. There's a bunch of Vikings out already. This is only a 4 medevac count. In combination with the tanks. Can you break a siege position like this? Marauder count isn't that high. And the tanks are positioned very far to the right, I guess. But I'm not really seeing this. How's he gonna break this? I wouldn't mind just seeing continued worker production. Maybe even a 5th base, 2nd robo. Yeah, Blink is starting now. We really should be seeing some disruptors now. Maybe he's waiting for 2-1 and then wants to bust. Big supply block. This is a painful supply block as well for HeroMarine, by the way. He really wants those extra units. He's afraid of a push right now. But if HeroMarine survives this, and Stats is looking for openings, right? He's He's checking, hey, is there anything I can do here? If HeroMarine survives this, I think he's going to be in an okay-ish position. Because Stats has invested so much into this push, and he's not investing at all into a follow-up here. This is moving far forward with these tanks. And HeroMarine is feeling ballsy or something. 3-2 is on the way. Still no okay, second Robo now. Another Prism. Do we have Prism speed yet? No, we don't. I'm surprised that Stats still thinks that he can jump in here. Maybe he can. I could be wrong, of course. I can always be wrong. I mean, 3 tanks are in siege right now. Uh-oh. HeroMarine is completely out of position. 3 tanks not siege. 1 tank too far to the right side. A lot of the tanks are gonna fall very, very rapidly. Yeah, this was a good start of the fight here for HeroMarine, honestly. I shouldn't chase so far outside of his tank range, and he's gonna end up losing a couple of Vikings. But yeah, this was a very good fight. What we need to see right here from Stats is an added Dark Templar, so added Dark Shrine to start getting stuff done with those Dark Templars and those Blinks, and then hopefully get up to a 5th, maybe a 6th base, and just try to outmine your opponent basically, and with those Dark Templars start doing things. Yeah, there we go, Dark Shrine finally going down. I'm not a fan of this Viking move. I mean, you get a prison, but this is not a very cost-efficient trade at all. HeroMarine is 89 workers, that's too many as well, I believe. Still only on a single starport? Jesus. Yeah, second starport does go down at this point. Wouldn't mind seeing a second sensor tower either over here. I think that would be really helpful. What's he doing? Does he think he can push? Can he? I mean, there's no disruptors in this army. Blink forward here. Good observer vision. Allow Stats to get that sensor tower. Get that 2 Vikings for free as well. Bunker goes down. Let's see. Tanks are sieging up. Couple of good EMPs going down. 1 more tank is rolling in as well. This is a pretty decent fight once again for HeroMarine actually. Now, he is of course still down in overall income and overall resources that he has mined, but I feel like these fights haven't been going too poor, yeah. Every single time they fight, I feel like HeroMarine managed to pull back into this game a little bit further, and of course that is normal because the army comp of Stats isn't actually that scary. Let's be real here, like there's no disruptors. It's a pretty basic army that just wants to fight immediately. Usually, the longer you get into the game, more stalkers get added, because Charlotte is a one-go army. You know, you want to fight immediately with it. He kind of wants to get rid of these zealots now and starts investing more into disruptors. Get a squad of Dark Templar to really start doing those run-bys. HeroMarine, he's too afraid to do anything, but I wouldn't mind like a 4 or 8 Marauder drop, you know, a double drop over here to try and put some pressure onto his opponent. These bases are very spread out, and he has a good defensive position with all these tanks. I'm not a big fan of pushing out with tanks across the map. It gives your opponent so much time, but here we go. No disruptors in this army yet. Couple of EMPs go down. Good spread coming out of Stats though. And Stats does disengage at a correct timing. With 14 gateways, we'll be able to reinforce this position very rapidly. 5 disruptors are out. Not as useful into siege positions, but very, very useful once the game picks up speed a little bit. No sensor tower being here is definitely very welcome. Yeah, sensor tower needs to go down here for HeroMarine because he has no clue right now what is going on. Siege is up in the wrong location. Sensor tower on the right side. Okay, this base is just down. And once this base falls... Oh, this is going to be rough for HeroMarine. Disruptors coming from the side. They're going to be zoning out this army, making sure they can defend this base. Absolutely beautiful play coming out of Stats here. Hits a couple of big disruptor shots as well. A lot of these tanks are unseized, and I think the upgrades are just a little bit too good for Stats as well. 3-2 against only 2-1. Single eBay, the late second eBay being added really is not paying off here for HeroMarine. I understand the reason so why he did it. Here come the DTs, by the way. Yeah, with Blink. This is what, 9 DTs? Usually will be good enough to clear Planetary, and here HeroMarine does end up losing in the game. Stats takes the first one, and now it's up 1-0 in this best of 3 series. Hello everyone, welcome back to game number 2 between Stats and HeroMarine. HeroMarine down 1-0, but he's not one to give up quickly. The one thing you can always say about HeroMarine is that he keeps his cool. He does not tend to tilt very often, and he plays extremely consistent games. It always feels like he has a very limited range of people that can beat him. And there's also a very limited range of people that he can beat, basically. It always feels like if someone's actually just a little bit better than him, he tends to still play just his own stuff, which I don't mind in one way, where he believes in his own strength, or, you know, he sticks with his guns. But on the other hand, I wouldn't mind if he plays does something a bit more wild every now and again. But, oh well, I guess there's not too much you can do about it. Reaper first. Standard scout timing as well. I'm going to be going into a quick natural CC here. Let's see what's going to happen. As this probe is once again trying to block, doing a decent job at it again. I don't understand how this is possible. I always try this against HeroMarine, but when I try it, it never works. And freaking Stats does it, and he delays it for like 7 seconds. Once again, we could actually be looking at a straight battery here in the mineral line and just sending the adept across the map. Or even seeing the probe stay here. Now, a thing you can do is you have a very narrow window against Barracks vs Reaper, where you can go in with the probe and try to do a couple of punches on the SCV. We might be seeing that as we see a battery once again in the main base. Nah, this is too slow. Another thing he can do is if you punch the Marine one time, your adept can two-shot, which is pretty cool. This rush distance is so short for the Reaper, holy crap. Yeah. Straight away we see this adept make its way across the map. It's gonna... should probably hug this ramp for a bit. Yeah, battery will finish up. What happened with the probe? Did it die? I missed it. Yeah, okay, it did end up dying. This time the bunker is easily in time though. Of course, HeroMarine doesn't want the same thing to happen as last time. And he's playing Marine Reactor, so he's gonna have 2 Marines to deal with this first adept, and that should absolutely be plenty. I like how he repaired the first SCV, but still not repaired enough that it won't get two-shot. It still would have gotten two-shot. And here he didn't heal it to full health. Just a 39 out of 45, which means the adept can still two-shot it. If you just do a single damage on an SCV, usually it's good enough to two-shot with an adept. Well, usually it is good enough to two-shot with an adept. Now, straight away getting Blink did get spotted, or well, Twilight got spotted. Now, in theory, this can still be a Dark Shrine. Albeit a little bit uncommon to play Dark Shrine after you got a spotted Twilight Council, because Raven is just such a common response, honestly. And even Mind Drop is completely fine. We even see Mind Drop into Raven tank. Not completely wild. These two adepts are doing a lot of damage, and usually I'd say, hey, this is a risky position, but this game, because it's not Hellion first, but actually Mine first, this is a lot less risky. You can just kind of out micro these Marines and this Reaper. I think he should have not cancelled that Shade. He should have just let the Shade finish. Definitely. He's now going to lose this adept for 1 more Marine. Not entirely worth it in my eyes. Especially if you're playing against a Mind Drop. Having a couple of adepts is really, really nice. It just helps so freaking much dealing with these mines. They just take extra damage from the adepts, right? So adepts they are great to have. 2 adepts, 3 stalkers, one-shotting those mines would be absolutely fantastic. Instead, that's not going to be the case, as all adepts have died. Now 2 extra barracks going down. No tech lab on here yet, which means that it's just going to be tank, no Raven as a follow-up. I believe, at least. I don't think it's going to be a Raven as a follow-up. Now, oh my god. He completely spread out his stalkers, but missed the medevac. This is so risky in general. I don't understand how you can believe to get away with it. Yeah, here comes a mine drop. 1 mine in the natural. No, should be 1 mine in the natural, 1 mine in the main. This is an error by HeroMarine, actually. You want to be forcing your opponent to pull away 2 mineral lines, not just 1. This is the mine. This is actually okay for Stats. If these mines get away, this is still fine for HeroMarine, because Stats can't move out with his stalkers. He needs to keep them at home. But in this case, I mean, this is completely fine here for Stats. He just cleared the medevac, cleared the 2 mines. Very sloppy control out of HeroMarine, honestly. And only a single little mineral line got forced away. Okay, he is playing Raven here. Double Marauder production. Oh, he's gonna try to get the Marauder. Should not work out. Another thing that's really funny to do is you can send this Raven across the map. It's kind of risky, and it's great to have against this this observer, obviously. But if you do it and all the stalkers are on your side of the map, oh god, is it fun. It really is quite fun. Yeah. Good micro coming out of stats, honestly. Got another 1 or 2 Marines. Didn't lose anything except, well, quite a bit of hull damage actually. It's always good to deny some damage output from your opponent. A lot of Marauders being built here with those double tech labs. That is kind of important. Yes, here comes the Raven. That's not going to be spotted, at least not for now. And this is super triggering to deal with if you're stats. Because what you want to be doing with your Stalkers is you just want to keep them here. When your opponent moves out, if you have 8 Stalkers, which is exactly what he has, you can one-shot these Marauders, which is so nice to do. But instead he's probably going to be forced to have a couple of units at home. He doesn't have batteries in both places, just in this one. A battery deals with the Raven in a fantastic way. Yeah, here comes the Raven. Single turret into the third base. Now 2 Stalkers will make short work of that turret. This actually isn't that bad. There's going to be another turret though, isn't there here? No. Decides to pull back. Does force stats back with these Stalkers as well. What is the stat says? He messed up. He messed up now, Ron. He has too much money in the bank. There's no battery here. Oh yeah, there's gonna be a quick setup. Good anti-armor missile here. There's a big supply in favor of HeroMarine, but there's so many Stalkers. The concave is good. Guardian Shield doing a lot of work. HeroMarine not sniping this sentry in time, but without the battery, no. Even without the battery, this seems to be kind of okay for stats. HeroMarine still trying to go in. Has a 3rd CC in production. No extra upgrades coming in. A lot of these Marauders are very low as well. Prism really completely useless in this fight. One more Marauder gets sniped out. 1k in the bank here for stats. Should not be chasing here. Not with these Zealots at least. He's not actually gonna go in, right? This is too over-eager. This is way too eager. Yeah, I like the Zealots into the main with the Prism, but you can't seriously be considering attacking into this, right? He's going up to 6 gas, getting a Templar Archive. These are all the right decisions. He's getting armor upgrades as well. I mean, continued mine production is always so scary to play against, because you're gonna have this really awkward area, this period of time in which, as a Protoss player, you don't quite have Storm or Colossi yet, and your opponent's gonna have like 6 to 8 mines, and it's so difficult to engage into those positions. Turret not good enough to take out this Prism. These Marines will have to try their best to take him out. Wait, what? Oh, that's a big tell. Cancelling these means that he wants to get as many Marines as possible. This is going to be an SCV-Pull. This is going to be an SCV-Pull. It can't be anything else. No? Never mind. It's not an SCV-Pull. But no tech labs or reactors here. Just indicates that he wants to pump out as many units as fast as possible. I really thought this was going to be an SCV-Pull. I guess it's just going to be a very committed 5 racks. Prism once again tries to make its way into the main base. I'm surprised he isn't pulling SCVs. I think pulling SCVs here was the perfect play. Storm does finish up. How many Templar do we have? We have 4, all of them in a Prism. Not in this fight though. But yeah, like I said, these mines in these high numbers, even now, like, you can't really easily clear mines. Unless you burrow them all in the same location, and storms can perhaps... There's a lot of mines in the same location. Double storms on mines will clear an entire section, of course. Not the greatest storms though. This engagement in general isn't brilliant. Once again, no battery over here. HeroMarine is losing a lot, but so is stats, and the reinforcements are moving forward. Mines are burrowing. I'm not quite sure what's happening here, but I think HeroMarine actually might be doing it. 1-1 upgrades against 1-1. 5 medevacs putting in so much work here. All of them almost out of energy, but not quite. So going to be able to heal for a bit longer. This Liberator is going to be a nice anchor point for HeroMarine to dive in and dive out of. Pretty a nice zoning tool. Now, I wouldn't mind if he just burrows these 2 mines and then goes towards the 3rd base. HeroMarine has different plans. He's like, I can just move in, Kevin. Why would I go to the 3rd? He's going to be killing 16, 17 workers. Ooh, that mine shot did a lot of damage on his own units, though. What? Some aggressive mining strategies here coming out of HeroMarine. I mean, he's still winning. This is the weirdest SCV-Pull I've seen in my life. After the fight is over, he pulls the boys. I guess because of the single zealot, he was like, I can't be bothered to deal with that. It's still gonna be fine for HeroMarine. He's up 45 in army supply. Medevac still alive. GG gets called, and Stats gets destroyed in this game, even though his early game was kind of tight. I like this early game here. But HeroMarine fighting without a battery there for Stats. Yeah, good job by him. So let's head into game number 3. Hello everyone. Game number 3. Between Stats and HeroMarine here, live on Lightshade. Now, once again we have Stats starting with the low ground pylon. Let's see what his exact movement is going to be. So he builds that low ground pylon, and then there's a cute little thing he does right here. Okay, he scouts forward with his probe. You're like, wait, is he actually going to scout? No, he's just popping up to see any type of SCV movement there. So he's basically denying any SCV that would go here and then proxy here. And then he's still back in time to build a gateway. And then he can scout the bottom side for proxies. And he basically, unless the SCV went up here and then to the right, this is such a cool way to deal with proxies. And the cool thing is that he switches up how he scouts for proxies almost every single game. He never does the same thing. So it's really difficult for a Terran to figure out, hey, what are his patterns? Because he has so many different patterns and he seems to just kind of randomly play them, which makes it very difficult for Terran to proxy you. Because he basically just denied the top side and then went here. Now, who's gonna proxy a barracks over here? You have to be absolutely crazy in the head to do that. And our man HeroMarine isn't crazy. Instead, he's pretty standard. He's playing barracks first. He's gonna be scouting once again. HeroMarine, man. Live a little every now and again. He does sometimes open Marine first, but not gonna be the case this time, as we see a Cybercore coming down for Stats. Next on the low ground. And we're gonna see quite some attention in this problem. I already took a lot of damage in the main base. Just checking what the gas count is, that type of stuff. He's doing a good job, see? Take a look at these minerals. 460, 480. Ooh, big mistakes here by HeroMarine. 149. That CC went down, and it really should be at about 138, 139. So 10, 11 seconds late. That's a big deal. We see no bunker being constructed yet, of course. First, we want to be getting that factory. No? Bunker before factory. Huh. I guess on the low ground, maybe this is necessary. I thought you could just play factory before bunker, but I guess I was wrong. See factory going down straight into reactor, most likely as well. Now, oh, is that a hit? That was not a hit. I didn't know the bunker had to be built this fast, honestly. Look at that, it's gonna be just in time. I guess with that low ground gateway, that's the difference, I guess. I was not aware of that, but luckily for HeroMarine, he was aware of that. This, of course, only requires 2 shots. Only a single Marine before reactor. We're going to get a full repair here on that one SCV, and this adept shouldn't be able to do too much. We see second adept making his way across the map, and a Stalker being built at home. Twilight Council being constructed behind this as well. And here we have the double shade behind the minerals. Now the thing that this does is it denies the mule on the low ground. So we see the mule being thrown on the high ground. Good call there by HeroMarine, who is he's experienced enough. He knows what happens at the high level. Oh, I like that. I like that. He's a cute little move. Doesn't do much, you know, but just a little bit of damage. Scares stats just a tiny bit. Oh, good micro mysteries. His early game micro is so ridiculous. Gets a Marine, there's a lot of damage on one of these Hellions. Mew gets thrown down. What is this? Reaper C? Reaper Solid Twilight Council. I'm wondering if there's any validity in building a Twilight Council on the low ground over here or over here. Reaper does end up falling against the Adepts. And we see a second barracks being constructed very rapidly. Raven? Okay. So this is a straight Raven build. 2 extra barracks. We see a tech lab being built on the factory. It's going to be a very quick push with a Raven. Now, Raven can be used for harassment, can be used for a defensive purpose. I think in this case, HeroMarine might actually be afraid of DTs. He sees no third base either. which probably adds into that fear. So this is either, if you don't see a third base, this can be three things. This can be 4-gate blink, this can be blink into Robo Bay, in which you get 4 gas before the third base, or it can be DTs. And against all of these options, except perhaps the 4-gate blink, Raven is really nice. Even against 4-gate blink, I honestly don't mind it too much, because you can really easily snipe these observers now. Robo Bay gets spotted, so HeroMarine is going to have a very good idea of what he's up against exactly. And knowing here... Wait, what? What was he building there? That was a reactor he just cancelled, no? Alright. I don't quite know what that was, but... HeroMarine apparently had enough of that location. It's like, I'm gonna move. We're done here. Now, usually you'd see this Raven perhaps move across the map, throw down an auto turret or something like this. It's because it's such quick Colossi. I wouldn't be surprised if HeroMarine leaves the Raven with his army and tries to go for like a double interference matrix play. I think that would not be a bad move necessarily. Also, another thing with this Raven is that it's very easy to clear observers. So you see, he's just moving around the map, trying to look for observers. Another mule gets thrown down. Is this 5-gate or 4-gate? I think it's 4-gate. He played 2-gate. It's a little bit greedy. 2-gate Robo Bay, but I like it. I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. Here we have these stalkers moving on the map, trying to take out as many Marines as they can. 2 go down already. Maybe actually we'll be able to get a Marauder. Oh, that's a big deal. You don't want to be losing Marauders if your name is HeroMarine here. Also, if your name isn't HeroMarine, you don't want to lose Marauders. Hell, name is kind of irrelevant in this case. Was that an observer or was that maybe a probe? It's small. Oh, another Marine goes down. Second Marine. So that's 4 Marines, 1 Marauder going down so far. Can he get more done with these 6 Stalkers? There's 2 Colossi. What is the sentry count? There's 1 sentry. Usually against Raven, you want to get at least 2 sentries. So the moment you get interference matrix, you can kind of buzz out these units of your opponent. Stats is actually not in position here. He is not in position at all. We get 1, 2 interference matrix. What? Okay, he's gonna jump into the natural here. He can dodge that with a blink, but the second mine will be a hit. I feel like he missed an opportunity here. I feel like he missed a massive opportunity of killing these Colossi. I think he had a... Oh my god, what a... That's a bad pickup. No. He should have kept running. Now we have 2 more Medivacs coming in. This is going to be able to do some damage here, but a recall is available. This entire army died. Yeah, I mean, with recall available, there's no issue. Just use super battery here. A couple of extra workers go down. This is not a great recall, honestly. This is... no micro on the Medivac so far. It's going to be able to get out of here. That is a lot of money in the bank. I actually think this should have almost been a game over here. For HeroMarine, what a great angle of engagement that he took. Not enough sentries. Forced back his opponent's army. I think he was too indecisive. No second upgrade coming here in yet. Huh. 2 extra barracks though starting. What are we seeing here? We have tanks? I mean, mines are really useless against this comp. I understand that, but I'm not sure if you tanks and liberators. Oh, he's gonna be going for a 1-1 push, except he forgot his +1 armor. Maybe he just doesn't care. 4 gas here for Stats, who is trying to be aggressive. He's gonna be able to pick up mines over here. Big Marauder count. You see that? 12 Marauders. What are we gonna see on these? Tech Lab. Another. So actually 3 Tech Labs, 2 reactors. Can't be bothered to build his own. He's gonna fly here. Probably a wise call. Oh, he's giving up this position. I'm surprised he isn't trying some type of base trading here. Usually against Colossi Blink, that is the way to go about it. You keep your units on the map so you can potentially force a base trade. Now he's getting Liberators, he's getting tanks. And he's definitely gonna follow this up with an all-in. But right now Stats is just attacking him into this all-in. I think Stats might just win it here. There's 2 lips here. We'll be able to do some damage, but Colossi is still very much alive. We're gonna see an SCV-Pull. A couple of force fields still available. Decent kiting coming out of Stats. I mean, all of these SCVs are just going to die. 23, 24, 20, 32, man, I can't count this fast. A decent pickup, second pickup, also good. Colossi stay alive forever, it seems like. One does go down now. And, I mean, all that Stats needs to do at this point is not die. If he can survive, he is going to win this game. Batteries are going down, panic batteries. As these units got boosted across the map. There's one tank here, a bunch of Vikings. Army supply 57 in favor of HeroMarine. Stats on a meager 40. But he does have 2 Colossi and there's only 2 Vikings. There's a battery at every base. There's a super battery available at every base. Oh, not quite batteries here. Oh, this is a little bit too slow coming out of HeroMarine. He needs to snipe this battery. Without that battery there, perhaps he has a chance. The units are just a little too low. All the medevacs are empty as well, running out of energy. Where's the next Colossi? Still very far away. No battery being rebuilt for now. Well, actually, a lot of the army here is disappearing for Stats, but these 2 tanks, are they gonna be enough? Bad focus fire here with the Viking as both Colossi stay alive with like 10 HP. I think this is just going to be a GG gets called, and Stats wins the show 2-1. Now, if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Leave a like, thumbs up, and yeah, subscribe. Almost at 10K, guys. You got it. Thanks all for watching, and bye-bye.